And I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, there came 4 chariots out from between 2 mountains. And the mountains were mountains of brass, which always represents what? Huh? Flesh. Mountains of flesh. In the first chariot, this is all that mankind can be without God, these mountains of brass. The human nature, the defiled Adamic nature, the old man. This is where the chariots come riding from. In the first chariot were red horses. And in the second chariot, black horses. This sound familiar? This sounds like something I've seen somewhere. But they're chariots full of horses. Who ever heard of a chariot? I thought horses pull a chariot. These are chariots full of the horses. They're delivering them somewhere now. They're taking these horses somewhere. And in the third chariot, white horses. Remember the white horse rider? And in the fourth chariot, grizzled and bay horses, the pale horses. Look at the order. Red horses, war. Black horses, what? Economic depravity. White horse, antichrist. Gray horses or grizzled and bay horses, the pale horses, death. I believe that's the order you'll see it develop. War, economic depravity, antichrist, death. I think we're at the second horse right now. We're at the economic depravity. You see it collapsing all around you. The black horse is riding through. As a result, a new world order, the Antichrist set up. Because we cannot maintain this present day economic order. We got to reorder the whole world. We need cashless societies, buy and sell with electronic transactions. They're already testing out the machines that'll give you a soda with your thumbprint. They'll read your iris. Biometrics is the answer to the mark of the beast. Don't look for a physical mark. Everybody that's fleshly and carnal bears the mark on them with their own biometric encoding found in fingerprints and the iris. Everybody's iris and fingerprint is unique to that person. Go cash a check now. First thing they tell you is what? Take your index finger, put it on the pad, and put your index fingerprint on the check. They're conditioning the mind to know that you'll use fingerprints and biometrics to identify you. So, everywhere you go, your debit card is now appended to your fingerprint and your iris. All they got to do when they issue it to you is record your fingerprints and your iris. Go get a gun permit. They're going to upload your fingerprints into the computer with a reader. Put it on the pad, it'll upload your fingerprints, and it'll show up on the screen, your fingerprints. When you got computer systems that can read fingerprints and irises, you can buy or sell anywhere in security. No more stealing numbers off of the internet. No more stealing debit card numbers and credit card numbers. You are the debit card. You are the credit card. It'll be infallible. Wherever you are, that's where your credit card is. You can fly from here to Japan, and you can't forget to bring your credit card or your debit card, because you are it. Can't you see how they can sell this to people wholesale? Don't worry about identity theft. You see how they're talking about identity theft all the time? Oh, we have a solution for identity theft. Billions lost through identity theft, but we've solved it unless they steal you. Perfect. Perfect. That's the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is faithfulness to the beast system. Now, you see them. First the red horses. Black horses now is coming to a culmination. How do you know? Because they're preparing for 7 years of tribulation. Netanyahu and Abbas were in the White House this week meeting Palestinians and the Israelites in a peace preparation, preparing for peace. At the same time, you saw Hurricane Earl coming east to west, turning toward the northeast. Letting you know it's on, buddy. And God is letting you know, I got your number. Everything's right on schedule. He didn't even let it hit. He turned it, let it fizzle out. Just enough to let you know I'm around and well. Y'all keep on making your plans. I believe they'll sign a 7-year peace treaty. I believe that. I believe they're working toward it. The Palestinians, the people who have always been historically against the Israelites, the Philistines. That's all the Palestinians are, the Philistines. And Israel. Sitting around talking peace. You see how they couldn't come to an accord until God is ready for them to come to one. When he's ready, they'll come to an accord. National leaders in every country are not concerned about sovereignty of the nations any longer. You know what they're vying for right now? They're impressing the global bankers and the rulers of the world, the elite rulers, that I'll play ball with you. I want to be a part of this now. I want to be part of the governing forces. I want to be the head of one of the 10 kingdoms. I'll do what you say. I'll prove to you I'm faithful. What do you want done? That's what they're doing. They'll tell these leaders, you better come to Washington, you better cut out a peace accord. And folks are thinking, oh, this is so tumultuous, they'll never come to it. You watch them come together. Because they're vying for acceptance by the world rulers, the elitists who really govern the world. The world is governed by global bankers and economic systems. Economic czars rule the world. Not the folk you see as figureheads over nations. These guys are nothing but pawns in a bigger scheme. And on top of the whole pawn scenario is one ruler, and his name is Satan. He's calling the shots down here. He's the puppet master pulling the strings. Don't look at flesh and blood. We don't war against flesh and blood. The strings extend from the spirit world down into time and space, and he puppeteers the players in these scenarios. Now watch this. These horses go forth. Red horse, black horse, white horse, bay horses, or what the Bible says in Revelation, the pale horse, which is how it's going to culminate. Death, destruction. Now look how they're defined here. The black horses which are therein go forth into the north country, and the white go forth after them, and the grizzled go forth toward the south country. And the bay went forth and sought to go, that they might walk to and fro through the earth. See how the pale horses are walking to and forth throughout the earth? They're killing. These are the pale horses with Hades and hell on it. They're walking around killing. Even right now as we're sitting here, they're killing. You let somebody convert from Islam to Christianity in certain countries. You're a dead man. They're here. They're here now. Get you hence, walk to and fro through the earth. So they walked to and fro through the earth. Then cried he upon me and spake unto me, saying, Behold, these that go toward the north country have quieted my spirit in the north country. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Take of them of the captivity, even of Heldai of Tobijah, and of Jediah, which are come from Babylon, and come thou the same day, and go into the house of Josiah the son of Zephaniah. Then take silver and gold, and make crowns, and set them upon the head of Joshua the son of Josedek, the high priest. And speak unto him, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, Behold, the man whose name is the branch, and he shall grow up out of his place, and he shall build the temple of the Lord. So Joshua the son of Josedek, the high priest, is a type of Jesus. He's the branch that will build the temple of the Lord. You see how all of this is right there. Jesus is in the midst of all of it while these 4 horses are on display. Here he is building the temple of the Lord right in the midst of all the rest of the activity. Even he shall build the temple of the Lord, which is the church, and he shall bear the glory and shall sit and rule upon his throne, and he shall be a priest upon his throne, and the counsel of peace shall be between them both. And the crown shall be to Halem and to Tobijah and to Jediah, and to Hen the son of Zephaniah, for a memorial in the temple of the Lord. And they that are far off shall come and build in the temple of the Lord, And you shall know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me unto you. And this shall come to pass if you will diligently obey the voice of the Lord your God. The next chapter is about insincere fasting. He says, and it came to pass in the 4th year of King Darius that the word of the Lord came unto Zechariah in the 4th day of the 9th month, even in Chislu. When they had sent unto the house of God Sherezer and Regemelech and their men to pray before the Lord, and to speak unto the priests which were in the house of the Lord of hosts, and to the prophets, saying, should I weep in the 5th month, separating myself as I have done these so many years? Then came the word of the Lord of hosts unto me, saying, speak unto all the people of the land, and to the priests, saying, when you fasted and mourned in the 5th and 7th month, even these 70 years, did you at all fast unto me, even to me? And when you did eat and when you did drink, did not you eat for yourselves and drink for yourselves? Should you not hear the words which the Lord have cried by the former prophets when Jerusalem was inhabited and in prosperity, and the cities thereof round about her, when men inhabited the south and the plain? And the word of the Lord came unto Zechariah, saying, thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, execute true judgment and show mercy and compassion every man to his brother. He's talking about a sincere fast now. And oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor. And let none of you imagine evil, what the Bible calls in another place, a vain thing, against his brother in your heart. But they refused to hearken, and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears, that they should not hear. Yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which the Lord of hosts had sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts. Can't you see this in the end time scenario playing out? The church will not take in and care for the poor, the widows, and the orphans, and the disenfranchised. That's what God has made the church about. You can't have destitution like Katrina and all these churches around the country and nobody down there to care for these people. You don't need the government to take care of the people in Katrina. The church is right here. But we're sitting back in mega churches with our hands folded, depending on the government. How can you have a hungry, starving person with the church in America as prosperous as it is? They don't care. You see? You're waiting on the government to do it. So God allows the government to take money from the masses through taxes and redistribute accordingly through social programs, because the church won't obey him. They want splendor. They want comfort. They want nice, huge tabernacles and arenas to enjoy themselves. Family worship centers and our family life center with the pool and the pool hall and the gymnasium and the basketball courts, all for our pleasure and enjoyment. But we will not care for the poor, the orphans and the widows and the disenfranchised, which is our primary focus. That's who Jesus is the Lord of. The disenfranchised, hated people because they're poor. This is a mess. Look what he says. His great wrath is kindled against them because of it. Therefore it came to pass that as he cried and they would not hear, so they cried and I would not hear, said the Lord of hosts. I cried to you when you were prosperous. Remember when they were prosperous in Israel? Before Babylonian captivity, Jeremiah warning them, turn back. He cried to them, turn around. Nebuchadnezzar is coming if you don't. Said, when I cried unto you, you would not hear. Now you're in 70 years of captivity. You cry to me, guess what? I won't hear. It's cause and effect. But I scattered them with a whirlwind among all the nations, whom they knew not. Thus the land was desolate after them, that no man passed through nor returned, for they laid the pleasant land desolate. That's what happened to Israel. They laid the pleasant land desolate.